Iona University Director of Athletics, Matthew Pulaski.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to be with us here today. Truly an exciting day as we get to welcome a new member to the Iona family and to the extended family of Coach Ange. So again, my name is Matt Pulaski. I'm the Director of Athletics, and on behalf of all of us in the athletics program, thank you so much for being with us here today. As I mentioned, today is an extremely exciting day as we get to welcome the newest member of the Iona University family, Coach Angelika Szumio, as our new head women's basketball coach. And as we welcome Coach Ange to the family, it's also an opportunity to welcome the family of Coach Ange, to her husband, Rafal, and their sons, Christian and Daniel. About a round of applause. I think we've also got to take note of the maroon and gold already. I love that. Great bats. Can't wait to see more of that. And to all of Coach's Ange here today. Thank you so much for being with us. We can't wait for you to be part of our family moving forward. Before we begin, a sincere thank you to the Iona community and all of Yale Nation for all their support this year. We had terrific success with all of our athletics programs and obviously with our men's and women's basketball teams. And that support, that success does not happen without incredible people behind the scenes. And to our season ticket holders, to the entire Iona community, to all the divisions around campus that continue to support the efforts of our student athletes, we are truly appreciative. And know that support never goes unnoticed. We never take it for granted. So if you would, please give a round of applause to all those that support our student athletes. I also want to take a moment to recognize Dr. Carey and to the members of our Board of Trustees who provide incredible support behind the scenes to ensure that our student athletes have the very best experience. How about a round of applause for Dr. Carey and to our It's been an incredible year, as I mentioned. Both our men's and women's programs winning the regular season championship, the tournament championships, advancing to the NCAA tournament, and making all of Yale Nation so proud. We knew this would be a very special year for our women's program, most notably because it was the 50th anniversary of women's basketball here at Iona, and the opportunity to celebrate the many generations, the outstanding alumni who come before, to ensure that our student athletes have this incredible foundation of success today. And so I want to say a big thank you to all of the alumni and the many generations of student athletes that have come before that have provided this opportunity for us today. So if we could, a round of applause for all the incredible And again, we knew it would be a special year. I don't know if we knew how special it would be when we started this incredible journey. We've seen so many incredible milestones this year. I feel like every time I turned on our website, there's a new headline and an exciting story to be told. We saw team records broken, right? An NCAA record for the most consecutive three-pointers in a game, 15. Simply incredible. Give yourselves a round of applause. Outstanding. We saw individual milestones, and I know Kate is not with us today. This is the first time that we're all back together. I think it was pretty cool to say that Kate had a historic performance in the three-point contest at the Final Four, and to know that the best three-point shooter in the nation resides right here in New Rochelle, I think that's pretty cool. So, how about everybody? But certainly what was most special this year was watching our team, these incredible student athletes, host the MAC Championship Trophy, our second ever in program history. Ladies, I cannot congratulate you enough and say how proud we are of your efforts. You continue to represent us so well, both on the court, off the court. You are outstanding ambassadors in our community, and frankly, we could not be more proud of you. So to this incredible group of women, how about a round of applause? I'd also like to take a moment to recognize Billy Chambers, Ashley Kelly, and our former women's basketball coaching staff. Coach Billy and her staff were with us for 10 years, did an outstanding job of putting our program in an amazing place. Obviously, this was such a special year and really the culmination of so much hard work and so much effort behind the scenes. And we couldn't be more thankful and more proud of Coach Billy and her staff moving on to this exciting opportunity at Xavier. But once a Gale, always a Gale. And certainly want to give Billy and the staff a big thank you for all that they've done. So how about a round of applause? And with that, it is my privilege to embark on a new chapter an exciting new chapter for Iona women's basketball. You know, when I set out to hire a new coach, there were certain attributes that I looked for in our new leader. I looked for someone with the highest of integrity and character, someone who embraced the special privilege it means to be a head coach. I looked for someone who had outstanding experience, both as a player and head coach. I looked for someone who was dedicated to the development of their players, someone who could foster a great culture and instill our core values, a coach who was committed to academic excellence, and above all, a coach who believed in helping student athletes realize the best version of themselves through sport. The first time Angie and I spoke in the interview process, I knew that she embodied all of those qualities. We talked about a lot, but mostly we talked about culture. You see, Coach Angie and I believe very strongly that winning is a byproduct of great culture, and that is something that we believe in continuing to foster here, that we certainly have, and will continue to build upon. Angie's exemplified the philosophy of outstanding culture of developing student athletes throughout her career, and the results have followed every step along the way. In over 20 years of her coaching career, Angie has won and built her student athletes in every possible way. As an assistant at LIU, Monmouth, and Fordham, Angie was part of staffs that achieved year in and year out. In her role as an associate head coach at Fordham, Angie was part of one of the most successful Atlantic 10 programs, winning 2 A10 Championships and achieving 6 20-win seasons. Over the last 40 years as head coach at FTU, Angie built the program into a perennial winner in the AEC, winning 2 regular season championships, 2 WNITs appearances, and 2 Coach of the Year awards. Her teams won more than 70% of their conference games and more than 60% of their overall games. And most importantly, her teams achieved in the classroom with better than a 3.3 GPA year in and year out. Moreover, and what resonated with me the most, was that Angie recognized what a special place Iona is. That our unique culture provides our student athletes the ability to realize the best version of themselves. And for that, I knew that Angie was the right person and the right coach to continue to build our program into the future. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to welcome the 8th coach of Iona women's basketball, Coach Angelika Szumio.
How's everyone doing? I'm excited. I'm gonna try to stick to the script. That's why I brought this. I told Matt I can very easily go off and talk, and believe it or not, when I was your guys' age, I was a mute. That's what I was told, that I was a mute. Something happened in the last 20 years, but now you can't shut me up because you guys will learn it very quickly. But it is a great honor and privilege to be selected as the next head women's basketball coach at Iona University. I am truly, truly humbled and grateful for this opportunity to serve student athletes, the athletic department, and the university. My family and I are just beyond excited to embark on this new journey and join the Iona University and the community and make it our new home. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Dr. Seamus Carey, Matt Kowalski, Tom Moran, and all those involved in the decision making to allow me to become the next head women's basketball coach at Iona University. I'm full of gratitude for the opportunity and for the confidence that you had in me. My family, I'd like to thank my husband, Rafa. Rafa, raise your hand so everyone knows who you are. There are coaches here. I know we have I think we have some coaches here and some, administrators here that work in the athletics, and you know how hard it is to do what we do, and you can't do what we do without the support of a significant other. And I can honestly say, if it wasn't for my husband, I wouldn't be standing here. He did pick those outfits yesterday because I was recruiting the whole weekend. I just told him, please find some maroon and gold. He did end up going to about 3 stores, bought about 3 or 4 shirts extra, so we're good. But I just wanted to, I love you. You're my rock, you're our hero. To my boys, Christian, who is, I can't believe, going into high school next year. Your heart is filled with love and selflessness, and I just want you to know that just keep being you and keep being great, because who you are is perfect. And I also want to publicly thank you for being a great role model to your little brother. Daniel, yes. If you guys ever have a bad day and he's on campus, please find him. He is one of the brightest smiles ever. Yes. And he also reminds me every day that life doesn't have to be that complicated. On that note, Daniel, to answer your question, I cannot coach two teams at the same time. That's when it gets a little complicated. Thank you so much. And my mom Wanda, one of the bravest, one of the strongest women there is, in my mind, you know. She sacrificed a lot for my sister and I to be where we are and to have the opportunities that we had. A lot of personal sacrifices along the way. And I love you for that. My in-laws, Alexandra and Stanislav, they actually live in Astoria, Queens, so not that far from here. And they have just celebrated their 55 years of marriage. So, I have some goals. And my sister, who's not here, she actually, I have one sister, she's older, she's actually, she works in she's a detective in Hamilton, PD, New Jersey, and today, out of all days, she has some wrench qualifications, which means it just happens twice a year. Today happens to be the day. So she's either listening to this or practicing shooting. As a basketball coach, I'll take all options. You're practicing, you're shooting, hopefully basketball, and you're listening, right? So, but she's also just a big supporter, and she's excited to meet you guys. Just a couple other quick thank yous before I get to you guys, because I know that's why we're here. But I do want to acknowledge, a couple other people that were very instrumental in my growth as a person, as a student athlete, and as a coach. My junior college coach, Mike Taraglia, who's now retired, and 20 years later, 23 plus years later, I still keep in touch with. I already can't wait the text messages that we're going to be receiving from him with the feedback of our games. Tony Bozdella, who I played for, he also coached here at Iona University. He has become one of my closest friends and somebody that I just rely on a lot in all aspects. I'd like to thank Brian Stanchek for his just always being there for me over the years and the great helping hand that he's been. Stephanie Geely, who actually is having her press conference today as well at LIU, but she's somebody that 20 years ago took a chance on a youth person and gave me an opportunity to start this, this journey as a college coach. And she's taught me a lot of not just basketball lessons, but life lessons as well. She's somebody that's been my boss, my mentor, and now one of my closest friends. And one thing that always stood out to me, there's so many lessons that I've learned, but one of the biggest ones that I try to remind myself every single day is, the saying, attitudes are contagious, is yours worth catching. I always try to remind myself that my attitude and my energy is not contagious, I have to fix it, because it is our choice. Special shout out to Tobin. I'm not sure if he's here. He's probably on the. Oh, here he is. Here we go. I have to stop. I have to do that. Just excited to continue to work. We can't get rid of me. But we had a chance to, to work together at our previous stop at FDU for a year, and Matt, you got a great one. Tremendous coach, but a better person. His staff is amazing. And I just look forward to continue to learn from him. I know last year he spent too much time talking about my team and how well we did, and then look what he did, and then we lost in the championship game. But I'm looking forward to continuing to learn from him. I know you're going to have great things here. I also, would like to need to acknowledge my IPO team. Just amazing human beings. Just want to thank them for always giving the best, for chasing excellence in the classroom, on the court, and in the community. We did a lot of that, and they gave it their best every single day. The current players, the former players that I had an opportunity to coach, in the last 4 years there. And also I'd like to acknowledge administration there, because they were a big part of also my growth as a head coach. Kathy Liggett, SWA, was also my sports supervisor, and she was a great mentor for me and did a lot for women's basketball. And Brad Perlott, who the director of athletics, who 4 years ago gave me an opportunity. He saw something in me 4 years ago, someone who did not have any head coaching experience. He saw something in me, he believed in me, and I think he saw something in me that at the time, I don't know if I saw it in myself. So if anything, okay, he installed that confidence in me. And through the 4 years that I worked for him, you know, he's become my mentor, my friend, and I just want to thank him for that. Let's stay on track. Last but not least, you know, before we get to you guys, I know you did a great job highlighting the women's basketball team and Billy, but I do want to acknowledge Billy Chambers and her staff and the amazing job that they've done, and oh my gosh, regular season champions, tournament champions, you know, NCAA tournament 26 teams. I mean, hats off to you guys. So can we please, I know you've done a great job of doing that, but I'm gonna go a step further. I want you girls to stand up. So can we please stand up so everyone can give them a huge round of applause. Sarah, and Morgan, who are part of that team, because it takes a village, right? It's not just one person, it's not one player, it's not one coach, it's not this. It takes a village to do what you did, and you know, we just want to build off of you know, that success that you guys had this year. After having a chance to spend some time with you in, you know, our individual meetings and in the workouts that we had last week, there were a couple of things that became very, very obvious to me. And those couple of things are just how proud you are to be a guy, how together you are, how focused you are, how determined you are, and how much you love this university and all it has to offer. In all of our conversations, I felt that. And when you love where you are and when you love the people that you work with every day, extraordinary things can happen. So I'm just excited that I'm going to be a part of that and continuing, you know, just the winning ways that you guys have created. We want to build up on the success this year's team had and continue the winning ways moving forward. We want to be one of the top teams in our conference, not just 1 year, not just 2 years. We want to do that. We want to be in that position every single year and continue to, you know, and compete for the championship every single year. And we can do that by striving towards excellence in everything we do, not just on the court, but more importantly in the classroom, and how we evolve as women, and what we do outside of the classroom, right? And how we are involved in the community, and the difference that we can make for the community on campus and outside of campus. We will develop the hate to lose, Tobin knows, the hate to lose, we're gonna outwork you mentality, all right? Our practices will be energetic, they'll be high-paced, highly competitive, lots of high fives, we already talked about that, the power of touch. You guys will probably think I'm crazy when I really get going with the high fives, with the camaraderie, lots of encouragement, lots of diving on loose balls, get ready. I know we have already taken some charges in practice last week, so I'm excited about that. But our belief is that we do things harder and longer than the other team over time. That when we do that, all good things will accrue. That's our belief. When we do things harder and longer over time on a consistent basis, okay, good things will happen. 6 pillars of our program will be our winner approach. Haven't really touched on this. This is your first opportunity to hear about kind of what our staff and what we kind of go by on an everyday basis. And it's not just about basketball, okay? So I want you to think of that and apply it to who you are as a person, who you are as a daughter, who you are as a sibling, who you are as a friend, who you are as a teammate, who you are as a student, then as a competitor, right? And what are they, right? It's our winner approach, it's work ethic. Work ethic. It's the willingness to outwork and outlearn everyone to become the best that you can be, right? It's that I'm gonna outwork the mentality and, hey, if I'm gonna lose in something, if I'm gonna get that B in an exam, okay, it's not because I didn't study hard. It's because it was a really hard test and that professor is really hard, right? If I'm gonna lose a drill, it's not because I didn't apply myself to be the best that I can be. It's because the other person was really, really good and they straight up beat me. There's a difference, right? There's a difference in that. Inspiration through our thoughts, actions, and habits. We will encourage those around us to chase their dream and have them, push forward despite the circumstances, right? So our job as coaches, okay, is to inspire you to reach new heights, right? Your job as teammates is to help inspire, okay, each other to do better. Your job as students is to help inspire someone next to you, to believe that they can do better, to help them. Same thing when we have, a group of second graders come into our practice or game, okay? You're the role models. They're looking up to you, and we want to be the ones that, hey, at the end of that game or at the end of that year, there's one or two girls or two little boys that come back and they decide, this is what I want to do. I want to be like Izzy. I want to be like Noah, okay? And then they decide, okay, they want to pursue whatever it is. It doesn't have to be basketball. It could be something else. That we're doing our job. Non-stop communication, okay? I think communication is a big piece of every successful program, team, company, right? Non-stop communication has to be there. The more we communicate, the more on the same page we are. It's that simple. No excuse mentality. No excuse mentality is huge in our program. I'm somebody that's constantly always looks at myself and keeps myself accountable. We don't lose because of you, we lose because of something that I have to figure out. It's not anybody's fault. But excuses are nails used to build a house of failure. The more excuses we have, the bigger house of failure we are building, and we want to build a house of success. Effort and energy is our choice. We want to give it, we want to give positive energy, and we want to give 100% effort because we can, so why not? And then respect, okay? When we respect ourselves, we stand taller. When we respect each other, okay? When we respect each other, we receive kindness. So these are our pillars, and that's what we're going to be talking about. We're not just going to talk about it, we're going to live it, and we're going to do a lot of things, that have to do with just not basketball. Like Matt said, basketball is the byproduct of everything that we're going to be talking about, okay? Basketball is really the byproduct. Who we are as people, how are we evolving as people, okay? That's what's the most important to me. But along the way, okay, we're planning to win some basketball games. What will define our team? Top defense, grit, toughness, relentless, playing with a chip on your shoulder in a good way, okay? When you prepare, when you work hard and you have that working mentality, okay, it's easier to play with a chip on your shoulder because you're confident. So we're gonna get there, okay? We're gonna push the ball. We're not playing an exciting brand of basketball at the same time. Because I wanna tell my team, I wanna tell you guys, hey, we play hard on defense. We're gonna have a lot of fun on offense, right? Selflessness, willingness to give up a good shot or a great shot without being afraid to take the big shot, right? It goes back to that confidence that our job as coaches is to install in you young ladies, on and off the court. Putting the we before the me. It's always about, no one is bigger than, the person standing next to you in our program. We don't win because of one coach, or accept that we don't win because of one player. Every single member of our program has an important role. And it's staying united through it all, through the ups and downs. it's easy to be united when you're winning. You know, what happens, how do we react when we hit obstacles? That's the most important part. How do we react, you know, to the downs? So we're gonna talk about that a lot. Our ultimate goal is to prepare these young women to become future leaders and champions in life. We will help you reach your full potential and create an environment where you all can become the best versions of yourselves. Not just on the basketball court, that's later, okay? As women, as strong, powerful women, confident women, as students, then basketball. And we're gonna do all of that while serving as role models in the community. In closing, I know I have said this already, but I'd like to express my full gratitude for the opportunity to lead this women's basketball program. I'm really looking forward to getting to know all of you while chasing excellence in the classroom, on the court, and then giving back to the community. Because community is where it all started for us in the first place, right? That's where it all started for all of us. That's why we're here. And I just can't wait to show you guys what this team will be about come November. Come to our practices. I don't care who comes to our practice unless it's a dead period and Abby is going to chase me down from compliance, but come to our practices, they're open. I love when people come, so stop by, say hello, see how hard these young ladies are gonna be working. Come to our games. You're going to enjoy what you see because we're gonna play with a lot of passion and energy and purpose at the same time. Just thank you all for being here. I'm really, really super excited. I just can't wait. I just can't wait to get started. I've already started, but I can't wait to get really started. But I'm excited. Let's go.